Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been published in the Pemberton Times and Trenton Times on the 5th day of January 2025. Additionally, posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Pemberton on the first day of January 2025. Those wishing to be notified of changes to scheduled meetings are notified via email or regularly. If you join me, please start playing.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
We're doing the budget tonight. We're going to start with item 3 on your agenda, the budget public hearing. Are there any comments during the budget? Mr. Costa.
Been waiting a month and a half.
We're going to give some break time.
Costa, 2950-70. All right, so I just want to know what are the major highlights of this year's proposed budget. How does this year's budget compare to last year's? And are there any major increases or decreases in the budget from last year to this year? Are there any new programs or initiatives that are going to be funded in this year's budget? How much funding is being allocated to each major department, public works, police, fire, parks and recreation? How much municipal debt does the township currently carry? And how much has that changed year over year? Are there any plans to pay down or restructure any of our outstanding debt? Is there any debt issuance anticipated in the budget cycle? And what will it be used for? Will this budget require a property tax increase? If so, by how much? And what is the driving need for it? If there is a tax increase, will the proposed increase be within the 2% state cap, or are there exemptions being used to exceed? What other sources of revenue is the township relying on? Grants, state and federal aid. Have there been any changes in the state funding or aid that will affect this year's budget? Are there any audits or financial reports that have informed this year's budget decisions? Does the budget align with any long-term strategic planning or master plans for the township? Are there any contingency funds or emergency reserves included in the budget? And last but not least, how much is the township preparing for unexpected economic downturns or emergencies?
I will say one thing, I'll answer one of those. I'm not smart like shit, so. But I will tell you, and I said this before when we introduced the budget, there will be no municipal tax increase. I know can't work very hard on that, department heads work very hard on that, and they were able to do it, so.
You like the cheat sheet?
So as far as highlights, I don't believe that there's anything major that's being proposed in the budget, aside from the normal operations. As Matt said, we did a 0% increase this year. So again, no major increases or decreases. All OE has gone down in each budget. Salaries and wages went up pretty much just contractually, aside from a few, and everything else is pretty much statutory. As far as how much is allocated to each major department, I can give you a draft introduced budget if you want to look through it as far as the OE and the salaries and wages. But that would probably take a while to go through each line item. Do you want to specifically know just for public works, police, fire, and parks?
Sure.
Candace, isn't the entire budget available to be viewed online by the residents?
The summary was, published and the introduced budget was, I believe, uploaded.
And what I'm asking is, like, basically the questions that he's asking for each one of the departments, he can view that online, as well as anybody else can, that has a question regarding that, the amounts?
Yes.
Okay.
Will that work for you, Alex, if you look at it and do it online?
So, when I go on the township website, where am I clicking?
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying, Alex, is you asked a lot of good questions, and that's all fine and well, but you can research it online, I know you're good with a computer. But, you know, rather than put everybody through, you know, the time, yeah, exactly. Put everybody going over the coals for the next hour with her going over the entire budget. You know, bottom line, you asked an important question, your municipal taxes go up and your municipal taxes not going up, $0.
Mr. Costa, if you go to the, tabs at the top, under government, into township financials, and there's a tab for introduced budgets, and the 2025 introduced budget is there.
And if you don't get the answer you're looking for, you know how to get those. Unfortunately, you do.
Thank you. Oh, you can keep it if you want. I got copies.
That was regarding to 516. Well, just follow up on Alex's question. Rate is zero taxes increase, but what is the Board of Education percentage? And what are those numbers? What is that in the real numbers for the township?
I'm sorry, sir, you asked the Board of Ed's budget?
Yeah, so for the township, what's the increase for the township? What is the percentage in real numbers for the residents?
I don't know, we have budget for the Board of
Mr. Dancy, from what I understand from the school board president, it's 9%. I don't have the dollar amount, but it is a 9% increase. And I believe it's been 9% increase for 5 or 7 years straight now.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm more worried about our budget, which is great, zero, but the schools always want to oversee to sing us in the past.
But, Mr. Donovan, as you know, council has nothing to do with the school board budget.
I know that.
So,
But you should have information what the percentage is gonna be for that. That's what I'm asking for, what are the numbers for the residents?
I knew the percentage, I don't know the numbers of it. One,
The school has not, given me a copy of their tax levy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anyone else? If not, we're gonna start moving on. Good evening, Ms. Phillips.
I want to know one question. If I speak now, I get the right to go back later?
Yes, well, we split your time, you only get 2.5 minutes now and 2.5 minutes then. I'm only kidding, I'm only kidding, I'm only kidding.
I want like 5 minutes. Okay, my question in reference to the taxes, the budget, it is. I'm going to tell you the way it is. I live in a fixed income. I know how to balance my checkbook. How can this administration worldwide check when not even the budget? Right now, they coming out with the budget in the middle of the August. Come on, I talk later.
Ms. Phillips, if you remember, we approved temporary operating budgets for each quarter so far this year. That's how the township's been operating, based on those temporary budgets that we approved.
Okay, I got what you mean. No.
I am sure. Only about budget.
Last time we had a game, and she told us you all have to cooperate. Last meeting, I have a question with Mr. Jack. My matter's going on for 1.5 years. Is he going to still not cooperate with me?
Mr. Ellie, right now, sir, the open portion meeting of the act for, or of the meeting for you guys to talk is just about the municipal budget. So the open questions, if you have something for the mayor or council after that, sir, we'll have a separate time to talk. That's okay.
budget resolutions. First budget resolution 209-2025. Any questions on that?
Make a motion to approve 209-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes. Next resolution, 209A-2025, amending the 2025 capital budget. Questions, discussion?
Make a motion to approve 209A-2025.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
No.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes. Next, 204A-2025, adopting the 2025 annual budget. Questions, discussion? Motion?
Make a motion to approve 204A-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes. Next agenda item, closed session, resolution 210-2025, section 8 of the Public Meetings Act, chapter 231, Bill 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist. Now therefore be resolved, the Township Council of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, the State of New Jersey as follows: the public shall be excluded from discussion of and action upon the hereinafter specified matters. The general nature of the subject matters to be discussed is as follows: contract negotiations. Is it anticipated at this time the above stated subject matters will be made public when the matters have been resolved? So we're going to hold a closed session for a bit. Hopefully it won't take too long, so please be patient with us. Thank you.
Make a motion to go into closed session. Second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Actually,
I told you, Patty, figure that out.
All right, thank you for bearing with us during that closed session. We're now going to move into public comments.
Since everybody signed in, Donovan Gardner, and before I start, I'm gonna request, my speech is about 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So, I've been rehearsing it, it's just, can't get it up to 5, so. First of all, hello, councilors, Amy, Jerry. The first council meeting of January 2023, when Jack was first sworn in, I stated that the majority of the township voted for change without knowing what change is, and now we won't be able to keep change in our pockets. That was last year. The last council meeting of December 23rd, I told everyone what Jack is and what he's about, and everyone, yes, everyone hated me for exposing who Jack really is, and now here we are. Many residents have expressed profound concern regarding the current state of our township leadership, particularly in the light of the mayor's conduct, which had led to multiple lawsuits, allegations of disrespect to our staff, and other behavior in unbecoming an elected official. The community is gaping over the sufficient challenges that the situation presents, including the arduous process of potentially removing the mayor from office. Councils, are anyone familiar with the acronym FAFO? Okay, the concept is often colloquially referred to as F around and find out. The first F rhymes with duck. Okay? In highlights of that action and inactions, have consequences. For example, a continued disregard for established policies or ethical guidance, that's the F around part, will eventually lead to negative repercussions and challenges, that's the find out. Basically, if you keep teasing the dog, that's the F around. When the dog bites you, that's the find out. This principle is critically relevant to the responsibilities of elected officials and community leaders. It is imperative to examine how the actions and inactions of our current council members have contributed to the present circumstances. Councilman Dewey, this is your F around part. Up in his reelection, Councilman Dewey frequently lauded Jack's ability while simultaneously disparaging the former mayor, whose 16-year tenure did not subject the township to any current level of disrespect. However, as information about Jack started to become public, including the first lawsuit, you were very angry and vocal against Jack. Councilman Dewey's public stance shifted dramatically. Despite prior strong condemnation, he subsequently adopted a notable silence approach regarding Jack's alleged misconduct, especially during the election cycle. This silence was particularly evident in council meeting, even when residents raised legitimate concerns or questions. This is your find out portion, Mr. Dewey. Councilman Dewey, apparent prioritization of priority of the personal electoral objectives over the welfare of the township has raised questions about his commitment to addressing the mayor's scandalous behavior. His reluctance to speak out during critical moments arguably enabled the situation to problematically continue. The current challenge of removing the mayor from office has underscored the profound impact of the silence of this township. Genuine leadership would have demonstrated consistent dedication to the township well-being and actively support efforts to address the mayor's conduct, rather than allowing political consideration to dictate public discourse. Mr. Ward, your F around. Councilman Ward's situation mirrors that of Councilman Dewey, with additional specific concerns. While he frequently emphasized his commitment to research, my question arises regarding the depth of his investigation into the mayor's character and his past conduct before forming a political alliance during their campaign. Furthermore, his alleged inactions concerns the mayor's alienation of the staff, particularly the female employees, is troubling. A courageous plea for help from a staff member, Mrs. Adams, who's here tonight, reportedly went unheeded due to what appears to be a priority of party loyalty over the border of the broader interests of the township. This suggests a potentially self-serving agenda. A specific instance highlighted my concern was a conversation December 2023 between myself and Mr. Ward regarding the mayor's escalation and behavior, where Councilman Ward stated to me that he's reluctant to act against the mayor due to his concern about being voted out of office by the Republican Party. This suggests a priority of political self-preservation over the immediate need of the community. When it was brought up in a council meeting to reduce the mayor's salary to $1 per year, his vote against the resolution further reinforces participation of prioritizing personal over party interests and the township benefit. The consequences, repercussions for Mr. Councilman Ward are similar to those of Councilman Dewey, as his actions and inactions have contributed to the current situation and difficulty addressing the mayor's conduct and restoring integrity to our township leadership. Councilman Bianchini, Doyle, and Harper. This is your F around. During the election cycle, Councilman Bianchini, Doyle, Harper notably refrained from making statements or comments against the mayor or offering public support to female township staff despite escalated allegations. Their primary focus appeared to be on issues such as cannabis, new housing development, and warehouses. They would not even acknowledge the potential revenues these revenues bring to our township. While these are important economic considerations, their perceived lack of attention. Okay. Their perceived lack of attention to the allegation of misconduct against the mayor, particularly those affecting staff, is concerning. Councilman Doyle, as a former police officer, you should be more expected to demonstrate heightened concern regarding such allegations. Yet your perceived inaction on these matters is particularly troubling. Councilman Bianchini, as a former military officer, is that how you treat and protect your troops? Councilman Harper, I'm unfamiliar with your background, so you gotta pass. Consequences. The consequences for Councilman Bianchini, Doyle, and Harper are consistent with those experienced by Councilman Dewey and Ward. As their collective silence and perceived inaction have contributed to the township current predicament in addressing the mayor's concern and behavior. The roles of the residents of this township is also lead to some of this inaction. It is important to acknowledge that some residents also played a part in the situation. Republican resident did not address any concerns during any council meeting or public comments. We had school board members, scout leaders, clergy, and others who remained silent on the mayor's conduct and the associated allegation. Of one particular note, Mrs. Valerie Ward, and I could call her name because she's here at the public podium, whose public statement exhibited a significant shift. After expressing profound distress during one public comment session regarding the mayor's action and words towards her, she was almost in tears. She subsequently offered a seemingly contradictory comments at the next council meeting, showing support for Jack. I'm paraphrasing her what she said that night, stating that the mayor is an okay guy and is doing an okay job. This apparent change in stance further complicated efforts to hold the mayor accountable. Conclusion and path forward. The current challenges faced our township include the stain on our community's reputation could have potentially been mitigated as there had been strong support to Paul Dietrich, Donovan Gardner, Elizabeth McCarthy, and the recalled efforts by Vicki Adams from our current councilmen and residents. Had these efforts received genuine backing from the current council members and a broader segment of the resident population, the outcome might have been different, potentially leading to a change in mayoral leadership through established democratic process. If the former council member didn't receive any real support, the end result we would have had a Democrat as a mayor with a if the former council members did receive any real support, the end result we would have a Democrat as a mayor with the mentality of the current council who is demonstrated as self before Lee Township. That possibility was not going to happen. And basically I said it because when a mayor under this form of government is recalled, the position as mayor goes to the BA or the current council president, who at the time was Paul Dietrich. Moving forward, it is crucial for all elected officials and residents to prioritize the collective well-being of Pemberton Township. This includes fostering an environment of transparency, accountability, and a willingness to confront difficult issues head-on, regardless of political implications. The community deserves leadership that is unequivocally committed to ethical governance and the welfare of the citizens and staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don.
And this is for the mayor. When all this was going on from last year, from the 23rd, I spoke to my sons about it last year, and they weren't shocked. They said to me, Dad, when he used to, in high school, when he used to drop his daughter at home, he used to call us the N-word and curse us out and everything like that. And I said to them, so why are you telling me this now, right? They looked at me and said, Dad, really? That dad really is meant as, if they had told me back then, one of us would not be here and the other would have been in jail.
Can I say something there, Mr. President? Thank you, Mr. Gardner, for all your information there. I think and I'm just speaking for myself, but I know at the time of Vicky's recall, and I know, you know, yes, we didn't get involved as we should because we were running for office, and I'm not sure that any of the Democrats did either, but I don't think this is a Democrat or Republican issue. I think it's a town issue. You know, everybody has their reasons for not getting involved in that. And since then, I think we've made our, you know, point quite clear of what we thought of the mayor's actions, and we've been trying to act responsibly in getting rid of him or trying to work for the best interest of the town. I mean, he's, you know, as far as I know, I'm on the Republican club, and Jack is not in the Republican club anymore. You know, but it's, yeah, like I said, it's not a Republican or Democrat thing. It's a good for the town thing. Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes made, you know, on both sides. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That effort was made in 2023, 2024 about all parties. Somebody else has been over here right now. And it doesn't matter who it was. Public's not that right. Somebody better than Jack Dawkins.
Hi, my name is Marty Graf-Winker, and I am the proud elected president of the BMIA, the Browns Mills Improvement Association. We were incorporated in 1919, which makes us the oldest community organization in town. Ladies and gentlemen, members of town council, Amy and Mayor, I want to thank you all for who was able to participate in our impromptu water carnival event. Due to the ridiculous and unjust cancellation of our real water carnival, your involvement truly made the day special. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt appreciation to everyone who joined us in the lake. A special shout out to Stephanie Seifert for the fantastic idea of the Not a Water Carnival gathering on Facebook, and to the very fun Dawn and Dan Hullings, and of course let's not forget our town treasurer Carl Johnson and his awesome 2-story party boat and those memorable skeletons. I'd also like to give a big thank you to Stephanie's grandkids for their amazing Aloha float. If I had a trophy with me that day, they would have won the day. I had such a great time talking with many of you about the future of our town, and your ideas and enthusiasm were inspiring. It's events like this that not only showcase the beauty of Browns Mills, but also strengthen our bonds as a community. Your support and involvement truly make a difference. As we continue the spirit of community engagement, I'm excited to announce that Fun Friday nights are returning. Mark your calendars for September 5th at 7 p.m. and join us for open mic night. It's a fantastic way to showcase your talent or just enjoy a fun evening with friends and neighbors. I'd also like to take this opportunity to draw your attention to our upcoming blood drive on September 28th. During the summertime, blood donations typically drop, and we really need our community to step forward and help. You can find more information at redcross.org. Just search for 08015, locate our blood drive to register, and we will be serving some breakfast food to all who donate. Additionally, please remember that the blood drive coincides with our BMI elections, and I'll be sharing some more details about that during the August Town Council meeting, so stay tuned. This Saturday at 11, I'm going to switch gears over to Pemberton Historic Trust. So we do have an event over there. I'm on that. I'm a member there. And we have a very special speaker by the name of Mr. Paulie Wenger. And he will be discussing the Fiddler in the Pines. And that is a fella named Sam Giberson, who is one of our town residents from long ago. And apparently, I haven't heard the whole story yet, but apparently Sam Giberson battled the devil in a fiddling contest. So whatever you heard about the song, I think Sam Giberson might have done it first. So that's this Saturday, 11 o'clock, Historic Trust, 3 Fort Dix Road in Pemberton. And they do have a Facebook page if you like information. Now, as we look forward to more recreation opportunities without going through the township, it requires many volunteers. The BMIA was the recreation department before there was an official recreation department. We are having a planning meeting on August 24th at our building. It's a Sunday. It's 40 Arbutus Street, and it's at 2 p.m. There will be refreshments, and we will have numerous committees to sign up for, including events town projects, dinners, and advocacy. We could really use the help, so come get involved, and together we can assure that next summer we host a memorable event that won't get canceled again. So let's keep this momentum going as we work together for a brighter future for Browns Mills. Thank you once again for your participation, and I look forward to seeing you all at our upcoming events. Thanks.
Thanks, Marty. Marty, thank you to everybody that supported you on the Mather Water Carnival, Water Carnival.
Yes,
It
it
was
was a
very
lot of
great
fun.
event.
Yeah, I just told everybody, like Stephanie came up with the idea, and I just amplified it online, and I said, everybody, let's show everybody what this town supports, and we're gonna get in the water at 5 o'clock. And people did.
But how many police say were like
I would
participated?
say well over 100 people in the water. Now, not too many people on the shore because there wasn't anything to do on
Yeah,
the shore.
yeah.
But we had 4 or 5 party boats, tons of canoes, big people in pool toys, just like floating around, hooked to each other. And I was leading out the party boat and talking to everybody. So everyone just showed a lot of support. It was a really good community event, and it was very impromptu, and it was on social media. So if you're not on social media and you didn't know about it, I really apologize. But next year we're going to do better.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Mr. President, if I could real quick, on top of what Marty just said, she brought up the Recreation Department. I had a question for our Recreation Director. Mr. Mayor, my phone's been hit 5 or 6 times from Browns Mills residents about the movie day at the beach. Is it going to be going on this summer?
I think we've already done it once, and I'm not the recreation director, I'm the mayor. But we've done it once, I haven't heard any plans to cancel or postpone.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought you were in charge of recreation while we don't have a head. That's why I directed it to you, sir. Thank you.
We have somebody working out a title right now, that musician.
Thank you.
Good evening, council. I've come back again, I want you up here again. I just wanted to speak on the agenda real quick. Yes to 2/11/2025. 2/21/2025, yes. 2/13, I had a question about this one. Not 2/21, excuse me, oh my God. It's only the middle of the week. 2/12/2025. Excuse me, 2/13, God, I'm not on but my question for that is, didn't we give ARH permission back in February or March or somewhere around that time to go ahead with this project, along with about $200,000 to start the project? Because this is the streamlined bank stabilization project, right? I thought we already gave them all the approvals. Yeah. 2/14, the deputy municipal court administrator. What's the name of the clerk? 2/15, establishes Pemberton Township Urban Enterprise Zone Transformation Opportunity Grant Loan Project. Is this for local businesses or is it for residents? Ordinance number 14. I only have a question about this one. Oh, I know, but I don't feel like coming up again. How come it's the same exact thing as ordinance number 18? Or either ordinances not covering the same thing? For new purchases, I said yes to pretty much everything. I also want to know if we're able to reduce the $3,000 allotted spending that the mayor is able to do down to like $500, because we need to start eliminating the waste and the abuse of our taxpayer money. All right, it's a little ridiculous that we spend $3,000 on a wall and gates, brackets, you know, for one person. It's really ridiculous. Whoever thought of that? They need to go to the psychiatric ward. For annual renewals, I wanted to know, is that the motel that you guys tabled back in, was it February for the license renewal? It was? Okay, did they get everything fixed? Okay, good. And how much is the bill list? I like to ask that because it's not on the township website yet. And I want to know if there's any resolution, any update on the resolution 205/2025 where the council quote, and this is exactly from the township website, so I can't get it. Demands Mayor Jack Tompkins reimburse the township and its taxpayers for the incorrectly provided paid vacation time to the township employee, end quote. Did he pay it back? No. Oh, well, what are you guys gonna do about getting that money back? Oh, and I also wanted to reiterate the Faulkner Act. This mayor has no right to just hire anybody without the council's consent. This contract should never have happened. You should never have hired Richard E. Wright Jr. from December 11th to December 31st. You had no right to do that, and quite frankly, the council and Mr. Ward and Mr.
248-year-old building sold for $250,000 that is sitting folding in on itself today. I did have a question about the JIF, the Burlington County Joint Insurance Fund. Who do we have that represents Pemberton Township on that joint insurance fund? Who attends the monthly meetings that they hold? Will there be someone that will be able to report to us back so that we don't get the rug slipped out from us because of these lawsuits and find out suddenly that we're no longer we're no longer being covered by the JIF? Because it's monumental. Has saved the lives of so many municipalities in terms of what it offers to us.
My recollection is that the prior administrator, Mr. Arnold, was on the board of the JIF.
Right.
I don't know that since he has left, he's been replaced by anybody.
Oh, that's
I don't think there's anybody. No.
I think it's critical to have somebody there.
I know that there was an alternate, I don't know if that person is still considered the alternate.
I don't think there's anybody who has answered your question.
That might be something that you really want to take a look at. Thank you.
This is the old fellow coming again and again and again with a lot of complaints, with a lot of nice things that happen in this town, with the new council. I'm coming here. I came in last emergency meeting, and everybody, all the people, those who visit the meeting, they have objected on Mr. Mayor. They asked him resignation. All of them arguments and fighting concerning about my property. Question is this, and Mr. Mayor don't want to listen to nobody. Mr. Mayor don't want to listen to the council, don't listen to the people. I'm here, standing, talking right in front of him, that's not the way you have to run the town. You have to cooperate with the council. If you want to do direct, you're going to go to Taiwan, not here. This is America. In America, things don't work like that. I cannot say him direct. I'm here. I have a court appointment on August 4th. If the court rejects me, I have a $400,000 investment in the building. I have a building, and I'm requesting them before this mayor, the last mayor was going to give me the building for $75,000. I am giving you for $200,000, and Mr. Mayor keep on saying no. Though all the councils are with me, they follow me, they tell me good things, they are good people. But how do I go break through Mr. Jeff? What is the way to break through him? And he's not listening to nobody. He's yelling and shouting on his own lawyers. He's shouting at everybody. He wants to show his power. what kind of power he has. You guys are not noticing that, but this town is going towards the hell. So many days, so many meetings I came, that all the councilman, he told him many times, give the building to me, but he don't want to listen to it. I gotta go first to the court. If the judge see my ugly face and do the same thing that Mr. Mayor is doing, where I'm gonna go? Okay, I don't have no place. There's $400,000 equipment with all the gas line and electric and this and that, I spend it in there. Now, last time the lady came, and she didn't like everybody's complaining about Mr. Mayor. She wanted us to cooperate with the mayor. Now, mayor is here, councilmen are here, and people are here. But if you ask him question, he's not going to cooperate. In that condition, what do we have to do? Can we impeach him? If there's any way we can impeach him, then you have the mayor for another 16 months. Now, if I be the mayor, I cooperate with the people. All those people are coming here. He is listening from this ear and let it go from that ear. He is canceling all the good things in the township. What he's saving money for what? Is he saving money for all those lawsuits he did? How many lawsuits he had? I think so. Somebody told me 9. And there are more that are coming. Now if you guys sit down like that and don't do anything, this town is going to be a famous town in all America, New Jersey. Mr. Mayor don't know, this town is the 3rd biggest town of the New Jersey. This town has a lot of respect, a lot of good people living here. Though they are poor, middle class, I don't think any rich people live here. But while he's here, this town is going right in front of your eyes in the ditch. And you guys cannot do nothing. I heard you yell on the council people last time. This time, when somebody says something good, you get up and walk out. You have no way to face those people. You just get up and walk out. That's not the way the township is going to solve this problem. How? How are you going to solve it? I got to go to court. What you guys can do? He's not cooperating. The lady said cooperate. He don't know how to cooperate. He don't know how to cooperate. He can yell on lawyers. Who is he? He can yell on lawyers. I'm here, Mr. Mayor. I'm here. In that building up to 4th. You can throw my stuff out. You can call the township workers and throw my stuff out. You won't hear no word from me. Because I know one day the Lord is going to hit you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Oh, just a clarifying point on the lawsuits, the number up there, it's not 8, I misspoke. It's actually 5 active lawsuits and 1 notice of intent to file a lawsuit against the mayor. The one other lawsuit that was referenced was not against the mayor.
I wasn't coming up here tonight. But my name
so I feel I need to. My name is Vicki Adams. I live at 613 Sander Drive. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna answer one of the questions for, Alex that you guys never answered. Alex, the difference between 1825 and 1425 is that it is effective January 21st.
Oh,
It's for certain employees. So I'm assuming what that means is that you approve the salary ranges and then certain employees get prorated back to January 1st.
Yeah, the
Anyway.
first ordinance, there was some missing information on it that we caught after it was introduced. So it's corrected, we had to get the new ordinance.
alright, thank you.
The reason I came up here tonight is, first of all, I came here very angry tonight. But before I came in here, I was able to get that situation settled. Thank you very much, Ruth Mary. Okay, now, as far as my name being thrown out there tonight, Mr. Herman? Gardner, sorry. I wanna thank you, because you know what, out of everybody at the last recall, Mr. Gardner and his wife were the only two council or whatever that signed my petition. Okay? I asked everybody for help. I had a group of people coming to the VFW to sign up to help me with the recall, and they took my papers and stuff, but never contacted me after it, never answered my emails, nothing. Okay? That is the one thing I'm disappointed, not just in council, but in our town. This has never been a Democratic or Republican thing. Okay? I want to address something you also said, that, well, you said beforehand what this person was like and stuff like that. I campaigned for him, because when I met him, I thought he was a good guy. One of the things he shared. But boy, before he even took office, right after election, before he took office, he showed me his true colors. And I regretted it, and that was immediately when I had my guard up. Okay, unfortunately, we learn as we go, all of us do. Okay, councilmen included. This mayor has did nothing but tear our town apart. Okay, I am currently involved with the Libertarian Party, which I know nothing about, and I don't care, with starting another recall. So as of August 13th, we need 4,500 signatures to recall this mayor before this next election. So I hope that people don't tell me, oh, but I don't know, or I'm too afraid. You know what, if you're too afraid, nothing's gonna ever change. So what if you own a business and you feel like he's gonna retaliate? In 18 months, it's gonna be over with, because, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He thinks he can do what he wants to do. Okay? We have got to take the bull by the horn as citizens of Pemberton Township, as people of this township, and take pride in our township and say, stop the crap. Okay? The difference between, they say, oh, well, look at the president we have. He's this way. Yeah, but he has the House and the Senate to keep him in line and keep him in check. We only have the people of this town. The people of this town have got to stand up for what they want. It's not going to change otherwise. I personally, this last week, sent a letter to the Governor Murphy, asking for an audience with them. I sent him 17 attachments of all the things this gentleman has done that I could locate, and the problems that he has caused within our district. Because I had read there was like 5 points on which the governor could get somebody out, and the last one was on ethics, unethical behavior. Well, guess what? It's been nothing but unethical behavior, and it's got to stop. Okay? So I am calling on this town, not just council, and I know I can't turn around because I would. I'm calling on this town to get online, to fill out the recall thing, so that when we have the recall paperwork ready, that we can actually get you guys in there. To listen to my FaceTimes that I'm going to be putting up on where we're meeting to get these signatures, to get them signed. We need 4,500 to get him out by this November. And it is up to this town to decide if they're going to get off their lazy butts. And I'm sorry, but lazy butts, because someone's, oh, I just don't. No, it's not, oh, I just don't anymore. It's like, do something. Years ago I was challenged because I was complaining all the time about the school district. Vicki, get involved, Vicki, get involved. I got involved. Okay, yes, I sit on the school board. Do I stand up here as a school board member? No. I stand up here as a private citizen. But when I'm on that school board, I fight like crazy for every kid in this district. Okay? We've got to do what's right for this town. People, please do not let this recall go unfulfilled. Otherwise, we're stuck with this person for another 18 months. Okay? I do want to correct one thing because it's been misconstrued throughout social media and everything. When I stood up here at the last meeting and I looked over at him and I said, Mr. Mayor, I hope you don't treat your family like you treat this township, because then I have to pray for you. That was not a dig at your family. That was a dig at you, because I would not want to have anybody treated like you on a daily basis. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, all right.
How you doing there? And, my name's John Archer. I'm the realtor that worked with Mr. Eli for, what, 2022, I guess it was. We've been working together, trying to find him a place. Some of the things didn't really fit his needs, and he didn't want them. But what I really want to talk about is the Pemberton Plaza down there. We had a buyer for that, and I know it went to contract, and I know it was been holding for years now. And I want to know what the status is of that. Is it going to go through? Is it going back down? What's the story?
Well, Pemberton Plaza, you mean the old Acme?
Yes.
If you have anything else to speak, and then I'll be glad to answer that question.
Yeah, all right, good. Answer.
Okay. We have a contract, which presumably could get resolved and closed in mid-August. We need to provide to the buyer that it is tenant-free, it's vacant.
What?
It has to be vacant property so that it can be demolished.
I do understand that.
Yeah, and that's really the last major hurdle before we can close title. So to answer your question, the contract is still valid, and we hope to close title within the next 30 days.
Thank you. I mean, the taxes that brings back into the town, the enormous amount of taxes that brings back into the town is great. And the economic value of that whole property getting developed again, instead of driving by. When I moved into this town, I drove by that for the first 2 years, and I just saw vacancy, and I said, what the heck's that? So I asked and inquired about it, and I did something about it. That's just my nature. I don't like to do things like that, but it made sense, especially for me and my taxes. Thank you.
Good evening, Joe Fallon, 32 Clubhouse Road. Couple of items. First one, I brought to your attention a couple months ago, the lead paint, family homes that aren't rentals, but are family living in those homes, and you said there was a amendment to the ordinance that was going to be an exception for family members living in those homes. They're not rentals. My son and his wife have been living there for 25, 30 years. It's not a rental.
I do recall this.
Yeah. So I got a final letter, a final notice, and yet someone else in the family, similar situation, called the department and they took her off the list. She didn't get this letter. maybe it didn't get to her yet, but supposedly her name went off the list. But I'm still on the list, and final notice, you know, I don't know where that amendment is that's supposed to be giving exceptions when you swear that you're not using the property as a rental. There was something supposed to be working its way through.
So, you're not an actual rental if you're just having family live there and you're not collecting rent? So if you wouldn't mind, before you leave tonight, just give me your name and your address and I will make sure you're off the list. There's not an actual amendment to the ordinance. It's that you wouldn't be part of that, wouldn't be part of the rental program. I'll take care of it for you.
Great, thank you. Next is a show and tell. The water flushing, water lines that we just flushed. This is after the water had run for approximately 15 to 20 minutes after the worst of it. This was still what was coming through. And put this back down. What's happening, and I suggest we make a little better PSA for everybody in the township, because anyone that's using water filters at all in the refrigerator or a separate Brita or whatever, this thing is totally brown. I didn't put the water in when it was coming out brown. This is after. I've never had this happen in the 43 years I've been at this location. Don't know why all of a sudden, but I think it would be helpful for the rest of the residents to give them a heads up about water filters. And the last thing is, that is in the bottom of my hot water tank, 50 gallons of water. I haven't flushed it yet, but I'm going to have to because that's not good for the hot water heaters, as everybody that has one is aware. So I think, one, giving people a heads up, you may be dealing with changing out your filters, and I'm just not sure why it's this bad. In 43 years, I've never seen it that bad. So that's a question. The mayor issue. According to what I've read anyway, there's no time left to put a recall on the ballot. I mean, that's what I've read. We've run out of time with this, but maybe I'm mistaken. Given where we are, I'm curious, the money issue, the suits that are still pending, whether or not you have any idea, a guesstimate of what that may cost the township, because that's an impact on the budget, I would presume. I don't know where that money's coming from specifically, but using a broad guesstimate based on what has already been decided, financial consequences of the remaining suits, what may they be? Because they're hanging out here somewhere, and I don't know where you put that in the budget. I mean, I don't think it's petty cash that you're pulling that out of. I'm going to skip over to the end here. We don't know what the financial injury may be in the future. And we don't know what additional issues the township is going to suffer due to the poor judgment that has been displayed by the mayor. So I say, Mayor, finally show some class, step down for the good of this township and its residents. It's costing us money.
Council President, can I answer some of the questions on the water issue? A year ago, we refurbished some of our water tanks in the town. They went in and cleaned the inside, they painted them, everything else. From what I understand, when they did that, they had to reflow the water in different directions in the pipe and some other things that they were doing, because I had to cut those tanks out of the system while they were working on it. The pipes, normally they flush them out to get all the stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, when they reversed the flow, what little bit of sediment was in there, it changed it around last year. So talking to our water guys, I've had phone calls for this, and we believe it's because we changed the flow last year, it disrupted the way the water, or what the sediment was laying in the tanks. So this year, you're getting a little bit more sediment coming through there because we reversed the direction last year of flow, is what I'm being told. And you did bring up a good point about the hot water tanks. I didn't realize some of them have water filters in them now. But when we do flush our systems, if your water's brown, we recommend you run the water for a while.
Yep.
We recommend you run the cold water and not the hot water, because it can damage your hot water tanks.
Yep.
I will mention to our folks to maybe suggest the water filter component too, because that's something I haven't heard of. But I think the problem with it being a little extra brown this year is because of the way we had to run the water, when we were rehabbing 4 water tanks. I can't remember how many it was. We rehabbed quite a few water tanks last year.
I had been running the outside tap because I didn't want the water in the house. It was 15 minutes I ran it. This is still what came out afterwards. It was still running out. And this is clean compared to what it started out as. So
I was getting phone calls too.
yeah, well, 43 years, never saw anything like this. And I just thought, yeah, probably should give the rest of the residents a heads up on the water tanks, because it does create a problem for those tanks. And this is the law we've been talking about. My wife was on that first committee to change, and she downloaded it, printed it out, and said, if one of you gentlemen wanted a hard copy, here it is. Be glad to give it to you. We have 2 copies. But I really believe, from what I've read, we've run out of time to do anything like that. But now it's up to the mayor to finish up your term in a better situation that we're being left with now. Thank you.
Good evening.
Hello, council. It comes up here, it says here, name and address. My name is Patricia Epps, and my address is 146 Medford Street. I wanted to thank Matt and Miss Rosemary for coming to my house. They came to my house on Monday. Rosemary, Matt, and a younger man, Kevin, came to my house on Monday. Hillary and her son saw them on the camera and of course came outside. I began to show them where the dogs had escaped in the front, and Hillary became loud and obnoxious and came outside. And I came from Sunbury and I've been here 3 summers, blah, blah, blah. Everyone went over to see her except for me. I don't go over and see her because it gives me heart palpitations when I see the dogs. After 15 minutes, I signaled it's time, because
appointment at DeBoer Hospital. And mind you, I invited them here to my place. I feel a little slighted because I had the floor, but it did work out. They came back and they spoke to me. It's funny to me that Hillary didn't have those vicious dogs come out while everybody was outside. It was only after you left that she released the dogs to come outside again. She did have an opinion, but her opinion's not important to me, it's irrelevant. She's a renter, and it would be a whole lot different if the owner was present. If Ryan Rocca was there, that'd be great. I've been there, that's my home, 46 years this October. I spoke to Rosemary before I even came up here, so I'm hoping that you can compel Ryan to put the fence on his side from one end to the other, so it's consistent, it's clean. Everything's the same. We talked about it, so it's a sort of repeat for her, but to leave it existing and not take everything down is important too. And I just thought that, Dan, Harry, Matt, Miss Rosemary, and that young boy Kevin came out to my house, and they are assisting me. And when I first came here last month, I submitted a paper that had all these properties on it, and I thought that when I gave one to the mayor, he might be able to say, I'm the mayor. I need Ryan Rafa, I need you to come in here and talk to me about a problem that someone is having right next door to your tenant. I'm the mayor, I need you to come here, and if you don't, you won't rent a property in my township ever again. But you didn't. So I just wanna thank the people that are helping me and did come to my house and see what's happening. And also, I am a senior, and I like the senior center, and I'd like to see Jennifer Deeds come back, and she was doing a great job. So, Ms. Rosemary, you will talk with Brian, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody in general. My name is America Phillips. I've been living in residential aid since 1979, 45 years and a half. In my 45 years, Pasarela y estar up in the meeting after I retired from the state. Because when you are working for the state as employee, I also was chaperone for the state. That means we gotta be neutral. I make a statement the day I retire, I walk out from the gate, I will open my mouth. This is a free country, and I get it right. You haven't seen me in here for a little while. I was away. And when I got home, well, I was very happy. I was with my grandkids in vacation. So when I stop in the store, take out the newspaper, I was sick. And I made my decision today, after I work in my garden, I'm going to write a note, and I'm going to tell them the way their life it is. Simple as that. To the present mayor, I don't believe what is taking place. You have your team and decide, but you do not work with them here. We have to change the form of government in this place. Because if our mayor cannot run the business, which is people, doesn't work out. Okay, now I'm going to read what I got. As a mayor, supposed to work and attend the meetings all the time. I understand. A lot of times I came in here, the seat is empty. Mr. Mayor, I want to let you know, I was here the day you took the oath for the residents. We put you there. We not got there for your looks. The residents put you there, and they trust you. Be honest with you, myself, as a board worker, working for the election, not door by door. Guess what? I didn't talk bad about people, but it's coming to the mayor. As a mayor, you're supposed to represent your residents. I'm one of your residents, okay? And you are one of them too. But the day you became a mayor, you did good things in the past, but I do not know what happened. One day, you just looked like went to sleep and you all woke up and you were a different person or mayor for the worse. That's when the town went upside down. And for us, we have to correct this. You are penalized the residents. I do not know what is going on with you right now, but don't take it on us. We don't have nothing to do. You gotta do your job there. If you feel that you're not able to continue doing your job, let somebody take over and finish. Don't destroy us. All the lawsuit that's going on in here, I'm a taxpayer. And you know what? Uncle Sam and I not going to give you the money to pay the lawsuits. We, the sucker, gotta pay that. I already know that, okay? You don't have to tell me nothing about it. Okay, enough is enough for this town. Please, resign and let somebody to take it and finish the job. If you feel that that's not good enough for right now, don't destroy us. In my 45 years, I never been see this town. The way is going down and down. The people approach me. I have a friend in Oklahoma. I did not know what was going on in here. About the water carnival, nothing. I was not here, okay? She left a message. Oh, I'm looking for you in the TV and in the news. She's in Oklahoma. She knows more than I do. This is not what is taking place right now in this township with our mayor is uncalled for, okay? Don't penalize us for what is taking place. Let somebody else to do the job. I like to know how many lawsuits are. I hear not the administrator, the solicitor, he is stating file lawsuits towards our mayor. Well, it's not right. It's not right what is taking place right now. I hear about it, for the budget. You work every 3 months. That's how you guys run the budget. But still, as a single parent, I take care of what I got. And I know, if I want to write a check, I know if I have money in the bank. If I don't have the money in the bank, I cannot write a check. Okay, right now, I want to know what is going on with the Brownsville development. You got a big sign in there, all the stores are coming in, the bus is still coming up or not? Somebody just called me last night and told me, don't be surprised because they, according to the news, they said that there is not going to be no development in there. Is true or not? later on. And all about the water carnival. God, the water carnival is the only thing this town has for many years. And how we can penalize the people, it's not right, be honest. I just hope the next mayor, if he doesn't yet resign, will be better for us. I be honest with you, I will knock door the same way I did it. I'm going to go knock door, and I will tell them the way the life it is. I'm not going to lie. And you know what they're going to tell me? I'm not here for Republican or Democrat. They're going to tell me, oh, hey, yours was worse. You know what? Here in my paper, here I'm going to tell you what I know. And I just hope our mayor change his life around or do something, because we do not need these more problems in here. We are well known. Doesn't matter where you go. Oh, you Pemberton? Oh, you know what was going on? You know, go down there and find it out. Not for me, because I'm a shame, okay?
Ms. Phillips, do you want your question answered?
Yes.
So that development is happening.
Developer is coming.
Are you talking about the,
They all like you.
yeah, I can answer this gentleman's question, but, it had to be, we hope to close title around middle of August and sell the property then.
Okay?
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, now I can go and just tell people what I found it out tonight, because I got in trouble one time. Somebody in here in the council, not this council, told me something, and I went and tell people, and the people told me that I was a liar when that council denied that he did not say that. That's mean, I wanna be sure that you telling me tonight the developer is coming. When they call me, I say, yes, it's coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to put Jerry on the spot here,
But,
there's been a few questions asked, I mean, about, the mayor regarding the lawsuits and stuff. Is it, I know we passed a resolution last meeting about holding him responsible for paying back that, bill he paid, without authority. Is there a way that we can go after the mayor if he doesn't voluntarily? I mean, basically what I'm gonna say is, can the council and the town sue the mayor for all the undue expenses he's putting on the burden on the taxpayers? Yeah.
Councilman Harper, I would rather discuss that with you in closed session. It's a legal, issue, and I would not want to opine now. So I'll get back to you. Sure.
No, I don't need your speech. You're right about that already. First thing I want to ask, my name's Joe Anderson. The first thing I wanted to ask is the mayor, since you ran out in the last meeting and I didn't get to ask you, and I want you to address the public here, because we asked the council and we got the answer from the council, but we never got an answer from you, because you always hide from the public. Why did you cancel the water carnival? Why? I want to hear it out of your mouth. And do you think you owe Marty at least an apology or anything for all the work she's done? Can you, go ahead, answer. You don't have an answer, do you? And you don't think you owe anybody an answer. And that's why this town is not moving forward with anything. Shopping center, anything. Because of your attitude just like that. You don't owe nobody an answer. You're disgusting. The other question I have here is about the shopping center. You keep mentioning August. What happens after August? If the tenant here is still sitting there in that shopping center, the laundromat, if he's still there, are we gonna move forward? What are the questions I keep hearing about Tractor Supply, or supposed to be coming in, and you don't want them in? Can I get an answer from each of the board members? Do you want Tractor Supply there? Do you not want Tractor Supply there? What is the real answer?
we need a legitimate grocery store for the residents of our town. And if we don't get that, I'll be a no-go on the shopping center. When they come in here, they promise to shop, grocery store for the town that's desperately needed. We don't need Tractor Supply at the shopping center. We need it.
How's the other councilman feel?
I would request that the council people, assuming.
No, you're not going into closed session. Talk to the people.
I'm trying to.
Well, don't tell me that we prefer we talk to the council by itself or something. You got the public right here, right now, answer the question.
Slow down. The Tractor Supply, if they're coming in, they'd have to go to the planning board for site plan approval or for zone.
Well, I'm asking is the council, are they in agreement? Should there be a Tractor Supply there? Do we answer?
I would suggest that the council not answer because you don't know all the specifics about what the application would be involved with. So, that's what I say.
Okay, then another question. How do you feel about the tenant? Should he be evicted or not? Are you gonna keep continuing him to stay there?
No, the landlord-tenant action is scheduled before the judge in Brown Holly on August 4th.
Well, how's the councilman feel about it?
Sir, it's a matter of ongoing litigation. We're not gonna discuss that.
Well, in closed session, right, behind the public.
Not about closed session, but in open session, we were told and authorized and directed to file a lawsuit, which is what we did.
So Joe, we legally can't speak about it right now, because it is active litigation. As for the Tractor Supply, that was a topic that was mentioned by the developers in a meeting we had with them. That's not a done deal. That hasn't even been presented to us. It was just a mention of a possible idea, because they're talking to Tractor Supply.
So what happens after this August deadline? If the tenant is still in the shopping center, the laundromat is still open, operating, what happens after that deadline?
I answered one of the other questions that the buyer is not buying a closing title if there's still any occupants.
Or he's asking for an extension?
Is who asking for extension?
The township.
We've done that already.
Have they agreed to it?
But they did to June 1st. Not another one, no.
But the Joe, extension for Mr. Elliott for the developer.
For the development?
No, they want a closed title.
They're not walking away from this.
They want to buy the property and demolish it.
Okay. And Mr. Eli, I feel for you in a way. I lived here all my life, 63 years. I've been in your laundromat many times. Okay?
But that gentleman don't feel it.
I agree with you on that. Look, he's an ass. We all know what he is, all right? But it's the other thing is too, you're holding up development, okay? I feel for you. This has been coming since 2018 when they took it to Eminent Maine. Earnings moved out, Dairy Queen moved, everybody saw the writing on the wall.
Joe.
Come on.
Just address us, don't address Mr. Elliott.
Enough's enough.
Understood, but at the same time.
You can't keep waiting for somebody for the township to give you a piece of property at the same price or this or that. Well, I don't agree with it, but that's their right. You saw the writing on the wall for years. Coming down the road, the place had to go. You were going to go. And now you wait till the last minute. And you want the township to bail you out or something. I'm sorry, I can't side with you on that.
That's not true.
Everybody else moved. Everybody else closed up.
That's not true.
This is ridiculous, people. You're a clown. You really are. Yeah. Oh, you got something to say now, right? Your mouth works. Want to send another couple police officers to my house the next day. Am I going to see another 2 tomorrow, like you sent them there the last time after the last township meeting? Send 2 police officers to my house? I forgot to ask you about that. Why'd you do that? Keep right on kissing this mayor's ass, people. protest against his house, on his house, which is
Good evening, council.
Either that or was a pitch
Some
team.
questions.
Who was it? You or the
New
pitch team?
business.
You were the pitch team, one of the two of you.
The first one, is Public Works cold patch for road repairs, Earl Asphalt, in a total amount of $6,600.
But I hope I don't see you at the carnival. Or,
How much-
or the night out, or that night,
Answer
national night
your
out,
mind.
or the
Is that
carnival. I'm
2
gonna
tons,
belittle
4
you
tons?
so bad. It is a threat. It ain't a threat, it's a freaking promise.
Two things I have, the repair cost for truck 29 of $7,600 $7,600.26 roughly. And the police department emergency light upfit package for the F-150 from Elite Vehicle Solutions. Is that just for a light package? Or are we buying a vehicle that has a light package on it? Because I think that's way too much for a light package. I'm done.
Answer some of that. Yes, it was done. The cold patch, I know that's 40 tons of cold patch, and working previously for one of the two companies that supply it, I know that's about as good a price as you're gonna get for it. Let's see, the other one, the truck upfit, I don't know what all is involved. I think that's installation and everything, as far as putting the lights on and stuff. I think it includes a grill package, sirens, and whatever you need for that. What was the other one you asked about?
I
Oh,
believe
the
truck
dump
29, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a little complicated.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
The
Being a
dump
nice
truck
guy
is
to town.
one that we approved repairs on before. They found additional problems with it. And this is the new bill with the additional problems on it that we repaired.
Okay. On that, if it's gonna cost that much, why don't we just sell it?
Well, it's very good. Yeah, we just bought a new one for 300,000, and we're only up to like 12,000 in repairs on this side. I think it's still
Right.
better to repair than,
We know the status on that? Another year out probably?
No, as a matter of fact, I was told it was going to be delivered before summertime.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Any takers?
Berlin Alexander for Chipmunk Run. So I'm not coming up here to talk about the mayor, because that's like beating a cinder block with a twig. And what I do want to know is that, everyone comes to the council meeting, you see the same people all the time. The same people come up here all the time, speaking, complaining, arguing, whatever they have to say, and asking questions. I would like to know, do you plan to reach out to the broader community? Because there are some people, I said this maybe last month, they don't know who the mayor is. They don't know what he looks like. And, well, maybe now that it was on the news, they don't pick up the Pine Barren Tribune or anything like that. They don't read the website. They don't, especially newer people to the township, they barely talk to each other. So they don't know what's going on. They don't know to come to the meetings. They don't know to sign a recall, or they don't know to do whatever it is that, is making it possible. It's the residents that have been here for a while, they know, and they know the significance of the water carnival and how much it means to the community, but not the broader community. So actually people were like, I don't care. You can't have people saying that. You gotta have community coming together, reach out to those people who don't know about the council meetings, planning board, zoning board, or any of the goings on of the township, like the Veterans Day Parade. I didn't even know that was happening. And I come here, quite often. So if you don't reach out to the community to get them involved and to get them to care, sincerely care, and to be on your side, to understand, to comprehend what's going on and what actions you want to take, if you had this whole Browns Mills community behind you, your actions would probably be further than they are now. I know they would, because when a community comes together, it comes together. I'm very good with Queens. I spend a lot of time in Queens. Let me tell you, you drop a pin on the street in Queens, and they're coming after you, the whole community, and they're going to talk about you at town council. That's what we need to have. So I'm just up here to say that. I know everyone talked about everything else. I don't want to talk about that, but I do want to say that it's the community. On my block is 4 houses. Only the house next to me here and across diagonal from me. Only 2 that are friendly and speak to me. We got to stop this. We got to start being more friendly, more of a community, and stop being cliquish, and stop being political parties, because in the end, you're just human beings, and we all go in the ground the same way. And that's all I have to say.
Here comes the problem child. Michael Kraus, from Meadowbrook Drive, Browns Mills. Right, I am coming up to speak about the mayor. Not as a person, but I've become the last couple months, and I well know that there are problems in the township. Everybody's pointing the finger at him. It's not just him, it's a collective, it's the township. And the one thing I have learned is, if you don't like the person, at least respect the office that he withholds. Same as the people with Trump. He is the president of the United States, whether people like him or not. Jack has been elected the mayor, and he has been doing a job. It's not up to everybody to decide whether they like it or not. And just like everyone sitting up here on the dais right now, you're entitled to the same respect as anyone else. I mean, you're doing a bang-up job, and for anyone to point out any of your differences or faults, I really don't go for that. And I think everybody's doing a good job. Like I said, I've been blamed in the past as being the only supporter of Jack Tompkins, but the way I was raised is, he is the mayor, he is the one in charge. You're supposed to have that respect for him. I might not always agree with what he says, but I do have the respect as the same have for you guys. And I think you're all doing a great job. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Justine Miller, 311 Shoshone Trail. No, you're absolutely wrong. You can show someone respect, you can show someone kindness, but you don't have to agree with what they're doing. And what he's doing is wrong. And if it was his daughter or his sister that he was sexually harassing, he would be up here against him too. And that's wrong. I don't care who he is, what you stand for. You can respect authority, but you don't have to agree with authority. And I have 11 girls that are coming up into this world, and I would never have them follow somebody blindly. You question everything. You ask questions. You find out the truth. You don't have to believe what the public is just saying. You can look into the lawsuits. You can look into the information and find out for yourself. And as far as Mr. Ellie goes, this community, I wasn't born and raised here, but was built on long-standing businesses like O'Brien's. If you bring Tractor Supply in here, it's going to sink O'Brien's. And I agree with Dewey. If you're not going to put the things in there that the town needs, like a grocery store, what would be the point of doing it? Why bring something in and put another bar, another auto place, things that we don't need? You need to bring things into the town that we do need. And you don't just follow someone blindly. You ask questions and you seek the truth. And people make mistakes. So, yeah, people voted him in, and now we're learning that it was a mistake. People make mistakes. You can right or wrong. It's never too late to say, I was wrong, or I'm sorry, and to fix your mistake.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. Mark Thomas, 35 North Woods Road. And well, everyone who has talked has spoken their own truth, and there's a lot of truth that's universal. And there are positive reasons that are here. I have lived in 6 different places in my life, including St. Paul, Hartford, Philadelphia, where else did I live? A couple of other places. But I'm here. When I retired, I moved here. And I moved here because, and I'll play this for you just to give you a taste of what is at the heart of this community. It is our natural assets. Dan Dewey knows this stuff. Sorry. I'm having technical difficulties. They refuse to stop. Anyway, those are juvenile wood thrushes that have pledged behind the post office. And standing there along the north branch of the Van Cocos, there is a peace and a serenity that you cannot find in Mount Laurel, for sure. You cannot find that in many places in our county, but you can find it here because we have a natural infrastructure that still lives. And as a member of a group called the Van Cocos Conservancy, we have about 300 acres in the township. We are committed to continuing to acquire land and cooperate with the township to build a network of trails and hopefully to bring public health institutions in here to start to do some research on the relationship between our assets and our public health. But this is at the center of where we all live. It's all around us. So thank you for being here.
All right, let's move on to resolutions. Resolutions that we have issues right now. Are there any more that want to discuss? I have, we have
if it takes another 50 years to straighten out the West End Park, I guess we're gonna have the RH doing all the engineering. You know, and we just, before you guys got on here, I forget what the price was for the accuracy for the West End Park. It was very, very expensive. And right after we have conflicting answers. We have some conflicting answers. One group says we hydroseeded it, the other people say, no, we didn't hydroseed it. But when we had the big rainstorm in April, all the hydroseeding went in the right Lucas Creek. And without mentioning any names, somebody said, well, we knew when we set the grades they were wrong. I said, well, why didn't you get a hold of the engineer if you knew they were wrong and you just wasted all that money for hydroseeding? Anything that ARH has got their hands in, there's no inspections whatsoever. They could put a pipe from here to Tom's River and there's no inspections. All the blacktop that they do, there's no inspections. The company is the absolute worst, and we're still gonna spend money with it. So, that's all I can say. Just let you know what goes on in this town.
Yeah, it's, Council President, if I may. I kind of agree with Councilman Dimmy on this. We've been talking about this for the past, 2 years again, right? And I think the hydroseed was around $16,000, if I'm not mistaken, I have the numbers in front of me. But yeah, then I fought that battle back and forth, and Ann's right. I mean, some people said it wasn't, some people said it was. And it's just, I get we're using grant money at some point here with this, but there's a time when, you know, I guess how can you equate this, right? If I'll equate it close enough to a restaurant, because I'm in the restaurant business, and I always gotta say, I'm sorry, I'm in a lot of businesses, but you know, if I bring out a plate of food to somebody and I charge them $25 for it, which is nominal, right? And the food's cold. So what do? I have to take it back. It's not right. And I make it again, and I bring it out. Now the food might have, might be spoiled, or people just aren't hungry anymore, and you know, they're just not happy with it. So what do I do? Well, I usually buy it. That's number one, and then I apologize profusely with empathy and sincere empathy, right? And then next week they got another choice when they go out to eat. Are they gonna come to my restaurant, or are they gonna go to a different restaurant, maybe get a better meal for the same price? And this is like the third time, at least the third time. I don't know if Donovan was here or still here. He'd probably be able to clarify a little bit better, because he's probably been working on it longer than I have. But I mean, the third time that we've had ARH come back out and try to stabilize this West End Stream Bank project, which, quite honestly, I live over there, and I've seen this growing up, and it always caves in because technically it's not supposed to be there. So, I mean, if for anything, I mean, I'm okay with everything else, but if we can pull 2/13/2025 tonight and have a separate vote on that, I'd be okay with that, because I'm gonna be a no for this tonight, so.
Let's have a motion.
So I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended. Well, no, yeah, without 2/13/2025.
I'll second.
Yeah. I didn't see the asterisk down there, Amy, you're right. So if you guys wanted to.
I have no question on question on purpose.
No.
So you like this? Yeah, so I'll make,
Exception of 213.
with the exception of 213.
I'll second that.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes. 2025, authorize agreement with ARH to continue with the complete design and permitting of the West End Stream Bank stabilization project.
Mr. President, I can give you a little more information. I was advised that this was further scope of work that the DEP requested ARH to do. It's not ARH's idea to do it. You know, I double checked into it. I got the email from the DEP that said it was a request they made. Unfortunately, it's going to come out of our pocket, not the grant money.
If I could interrupt, we can try to do a budget amendment so that it does not come out of our budget. I did speak to the DEP, they said we do a budget modification and try to get additional grant funds from them.
Okay, so it is possible.
It's
We
possible.
keep some of, okay.
Yeah, I can't confirm that we'll be approved, but we can request it.
Okay. All right, thank you for that, Candace. But, that's all the information I have, guys. If that'll change anybody's mind, I don't, believe me, I'm not a fan of ARHs either, but this is why I did my due diligence to see that it was in fact, you know, the outside entity, DEP, that requested it and not.
Yeah, and Councilman Harper, I definitely look, it's not, I don't have a personal vendetta, with ARH. But sitting up here for the, it's, I'd like to see at least, I'd like to see Department of Public Works potentially at least, you know, try to get, you know, a different bid or, you know.
Well, on the bright side, after the design phase is done, ARH is done, and ERI, our new engineers, will be taking over. And they're done with this project after the design phase.
So another contractor's gonna be okay stepping in with a different contractor's design?
They're already up to speed, they've been working with ARH so they can step into it without a problem.
You know, it's like a card game. If you got a bad hand, you gotta know when to fold them, to get a new horse. You know, these guys have been bumping it down. Don't matter to me, I'm no good anyway, so you guys know what you want. That's all I got.
I make a motion that we approve 2/13/2025.
Council President, if there's no second to the motion, motion.
Right.
Doesn't sound like there's a second to the motion, Council President.
One second, so, that resolution, as the solicitor said, dies. We do have 3 additional resolutions to add to the agenda. Resolution number 216/2025, voting grant agreement issued by and between the township and Tuner South Pemberton Urban Renewal LLC. Resolution number 217/2025, authorizing and accepting the award of a grant from the Burlington County Municipal Park Development Program for the Blueberry Manor project. And resolution number 218/2025, resolution of the Township Council, Township of Pemberton, approving the 5th Amendment to the redevelopment agreement by and between the Township of Pemberton and New Horizons LLC. New Horizons Properties LLC, excuse me.
Council President, on that last one, I'd like to consider pulling it, we're still talking with the New Horizons people, and, I would recommend that you not do that.
All right, so we'll put it on the agenda. I need a motion to add these two.
Make a motion to add 216/217.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
this has to do with the, cell dot warehouse, right?
Correct.
Okay. And what were we,
The reason for the resolution is because Selden, I'm sorry, the developer is substantially behind on its affordable housing fees, has not provided the annual audit which they're required to provide as part of the financial agreement that was entered into 4 or 5 years ago, and also that they're substantially behind on their sanitary sewer.
Thanks, Jerry. Did they ever supply their Energy Star audit to the state? Do we know of? That they're supposed to do as well?
I didn't receive a copy of anything.
Okay. That would be like number 4. That was, all right.
To be clear for the public, this is requirements for the warehouse to obtain that pilot program that we've been talking about for so many years that we think is a bad idea. It's a huge, huge tax break to a very, very large, multi-million-dollar corporation that came into town. We got one heck of a tax savings for them to obtain and continue with their pilot program. There's certain things that they have to do. That's why it's called a pilot agreement. They get a tax break for things that they have to do for us to hold that tax break. They haven't held up their end of the bargain. So why should we?
If I could add something, for the record, this was the prior administration that did this. How many millions of dollars should that be in tax revenue compared to what we get? We get what, 500,000 now?
Our annual is about 500,000.
500.
Yep.
And the school board gets not a penny. We have to give 2% to the county, so we get $480,000, where it should be probably, what, $5-10 million?
It's in the neighborhood of 1.2, 1.3, sir.
Without the pilot? Without the pilot. Not without the prior administration, yeah.
Mr. Dooley, I believe we've discussed before also that even without the pilot program, the intention of this pilot program is to funnel all that money directly into the township general fund. And if we went with no pilot program and they were paying their full taxes, the portion, even after they pay their county and all those other taxes, the portion that comes to the township would still be substantially larger than what we're collecting now. So the pilot was a very bad idea.
And even without paying the school board anything, they still have 4 kids going to school that live in one of the houses on the property, is that correct? And they don't pay any school taxes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 216-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Definitely.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Abstain.